Welcome back, everyone, to another Coach Blaker's podcast. It's your Coach Blaker, the Black Faker, and today we're going to be talking about dodging. Is dodging good? Should you dodge? Should you just play the game out and learn, and then, maybe dodge once you get better? As someone who has Smurf accounts and main accounts, well, one main account and a bunch of Smurf accounts, is dodging similar on both of those? Should I dodge more on the Smurf than the main, or should I dodge more on the main than the Smurf? We're going to talk about all that today and more. But first, there's a quote. But before the quote, of course, the plug of CoachBlaker.com. This video is sponsored by Coach Blaker. If you guys would like coachings or anything like that, CoachBlaker.com is where you want to go. Even if you guys are too busy, you guys can book a VOD review, and I can record the VOD review, take notes, and send it all back to you, and you guys can look at it on your own time. That way you can still get the knowledge that you want without actually having to commit to a full-blown coaching session. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and go to my site, CoachBlaker.com, and there's more information on other coachings as well to improve your play, so that way you are able to climb and able to reach your goals by whatever time you want to reach your goals. Okay, so the quote is, making a big life change is pretty scary, but you know what's even scarier? Regret. Now, I'm going to read it one more time. Making a big life change is pretty scary, but you know what's even scarier? Regret. Zig Ziglar. Now, with this quote, it might not really personify dodging, but we do want to say that this quote helps with dodging. So when you dodge, you're essentially leaving the game so that way you don't have to play the game. If you don't dodge, you may play through it and regret playing through it anyway. Now, sometimes you might be thinking, well, when I do dodge, I usually get a worse game after that, and then I'll lose that game anyway, or I have to dodge 2 times in a row. Like, what am I supposed to do? Especially with these new dodge changes. So let me explain how dodging works, and then we'll talk more about dodging in general. Okay? So how does dodging work? You get 2 dodges per day. Okay? You get 1 dodge essentially per 12 hours. So I'll dodge 1 time, and what are the penalties for dodging once? 5-minute wait time and a 3 LP deduction. There's something called MMR that you can't see, but it pretty much tells your account where you should be in the ladder. It's a hidden number that tells you where you should match make. If you dodge, that's never affected. So if you randomly just dodged every single game and you demoted yourself through, like, I don't know, you lost a game, or you might have played and you just went AFK, like whatever, how you managed to demote, but you've been dodging, your MMR still is, let's say I'm gold 1 and I dodged all the way to 0 LP, and then I lost and I got demoted, and I dodged all the way to 0 LP, lost, got demoted. My MMR would still be somewhere around gold 1 because I haven't really been playing any games. I just been dodging. That number doesn't change unless you lose. So this is why dodging is a little bit more important. So when you dodge 2 times within 12 hours, actually it's 10. I think it's 10 hours. You dodge 2 times in 10 hours, you get another penalty. You'll lose 10 LP and you'll have to wait 30 minutes. If you dodge again within those 10 hours, you're going to get another penalty of 10, and you're going to be waiting for, I believe, 12 hours. 12 hours is pretty much the time. So essentially you have 2 dodges. You have 4 dodges a day, technically, if you can find out where that is. I think it's midday for whatever time you are. I can look that up if anybody is interested. Just let me know in the comments below. I'll look it up for you and I'll get the information out to you. But my tie is always messed up and y'all don't say nothing about it. But for the most part, yeah, you do get 4 a day. I usually just use 2 a day. 1 like in the beginning of the day. I just usually think it's like half. So like in the morning, I can use 1 dodge, and then towards the evening I can use another dodge. That's kind of how I think about it. But I would usually use 1 dodge every single time that I play in a session, at least 1, because there's too many games that are just not worth playing. How do you know when to dodge? The one thing that I really focus on when I'm thinking about dodging is I focus on, can I carry this? I don't focus on what champions are made or picked or anything like that. I focus on, can I carry this? Now, that is pretty much the tip of the tree. Have you guys ever seen like a tree? It starts out like that, and then it like branches off, and it keeps branching off down. The top of my tree is, can I carry this? If it's a no, I'm not playing this. If it's yes, I'm playing this. So can I carry it, no matter what role or champion I am? Then that tree trickles down to like, what champs do we have? Do we have an Azir mid? I'm searching you up. Any odd champion that you don't see too much, I recommend you search up who it is and who's playing it. If that person is first time, second time, third time, whatever, I would dodge. If it's a weird champion in a weird role, let's just say, I don't know why I keep saying this, but Echo support. Look that person up, and if it's not someone who plays it, dodge. Okay? So you're limiting the amount of players that are picking champs they can't play, or picking roles they can't play. Sometimes they are auto-filled, and like I said, the only way that I'll choose to dodge is if somebody is playing a champ that is really weird. So let's say someone's auto-filled as Aphelios, or auto-filled as ADC, and they choose Aphelios. I check them. They are auto-filled, and they're playing Aphelios. I'm dodging. 2 red flags. You're auto-filled, and you're playing a champ that requires you not to be auto-filled. I don't want to play with you. The main 2 roles that need to not be auto-filled most of the time is mid and ADC. A jungler can be auto-filled because they can just AFK, do nothing, and it can kind of be okay. Top laner can just int, but usually they split push anyway, so it's kind of okay. But if your mid is gapped and your AD is gapped, it's very, very hard to win. It's very, very hard to win when both of them are gapped. You need to have one of them at least being a main. I don't always dodge, though, like that, but that's just a good thing to think about. And even if the person does main the role and they're playing, like I said, a weird champion. So, I don't know, if they're, like I said, playing mid and they pick a Azir. If you don't have like 100 Azir games, I'm dodging because you can't play that champion. Same thing with like Kaels. Anything that's notorious for just like straight up feeding, usually, or just being really, really useless, I would look up to see if they actually play that character. And if they do, I'll let it go. If they don't, I won't. Or if they have a really, really low win rate, I won't. That's pretty much how I decide to dodge. So let's just recap everything, because that's kind of probably a big jumbled mess. First thing is, can I carry you? Second thing is, what champ are you playing right now? Third thing is, what are you auto-filled? Right? Fourth thing is, if you're auto-filled, are you playing a weird champion there? Or one that you need experience on? That's pretty much the things that I look at when I look to dodge. Mainly, I will not dodge unless they have a lot of disgusting team, like a lot of disgusting champions. Like, let's just say, I don't know, they got a Draven, they got a Leona, they got a Kayn jungle, they got a top Darius, and then they got like a, I don't know, a Victor mid or something like that. That's nasty. And then what we got? We got an Ivern jungle, we got like a Sivir ADC, we got like a Morgana support, and then I don't know, like a Teemo top. Like I'm not playing that. That's ridiculous. So, you know, it's not really based off like, is my comp bad versus their comp? It's just, do they have a lot of problems that I have to deal with that I probably can't deal with, which is going back to, can I carry the game? Okay? So that's typically what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a dodge. I do think you should be dodging more often. I feel like players don't dodge enough, and it is costing them their games. Even when I coach players, their mindset, I'm like, you should probably dodge. And they're like, well, I don't really tell them that they should dodge, but I suggest it. I'm like, should you dodge? Do you think you should dodge this one? And it's always some weird thing. And then the student usually says, and I quote, they mostly always say this, yeah, but I've seen it work before, so I think it should be fine. Or actually, that champ's not really good, even though it's like not in the right role. It's really good later, so it should be fine. Like, when I'm coaching, a lot of students seem to make excuses on why they don't want to dodge a specific game. Then when the game goes through and it goes horrible, they regret not dodging, which goes back to our quote. Remember what we said? Making a big life change is pretty scary, but you know what's scarier? Regret. The fact that you could have just dodged it and avoided all of that mess for 3 LP in 5 minutes versus playing it out and wasting 30 minutes or maybe like 20 to 30 minutes on a game that it was already not even in your favor in the first place. That's the mindset. That's the wrong mindset for solo queue. That's the mindset that's saying I'm playing to have my teams do well, and that's how I'll climb. Not saying you actually think that, but with the thought of not dodging means that my team could do XYZ. Because if you solely think about it and you say that I can't carry, you would dodge. If you feel like you would have someone in on your team or your whole team ints, you would dodge because you feel like, well, I shouldn't be able to carry that. And in the reality, you have to look at it that way, that, oh, you know, I can't carry this. You know, maybe Maybe I can't win this. It's fine. Just dodge, 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 dodge. It's okay. I would even dodge twice. I usually don't dodge the second time if I'm streaming, because of the simple fact that I'm streaming and I don't want to wait 30 minutes. This train is getting on my nerves. But what you could do is you could, if you have two accounts, you could dodge twice and then go to the other account and play that account for a game and then go back to your main account and then play that again. That's another way you can kind of look at it. So I don't want to make this too long on, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I suggest you guys start dodging. I suggest that you guys dodge with a purpose, not because you're scared, not because you got trolls all the time, because sometimes when you do have that, Teemo support, he might actually play Teemo support, which is why I look up the people, because if they don't play it, that's a different story. But if they're a main of the champion and they, for some reason, can continue to play that type of thing, support or whatever, it is what it is. You might not get anything better, but the fact that he mains it is a good sign. And then you play with that. But if you look it up and he has no games and you're like, well, Teemo has a blind, so it should be fine, even though he's never played Teemo before and he's filled in support. It should be fine, though. That's the wrong mindset to have, and that's going to be something that's going to cost you your games. So I recommend getting used to dodging. I recommend dodging at least once per session. It's fine. Especially in lower elos. You guys got a lot of people queuing and doing stupid stuff. So you should have no problem dodging in the lower elos. But yeah, that's my take on dodging. Final thought. Dodge games you feel like you can't carry. Dodge games that you feel like someone's playing a weird champ and they don't play that champ, or someone's playing an experienced champ in a role and you check them and they're auto-filled, then you just dodge that. Like if you see a Rengar in your jungle and you know the guy doesn't play jungle but he's trying to play Rengar jungle, dodge that ASAP. It's not worth. So hope this helped you. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. This is another Coach Buckets podcast. I will be back tomorrow with another podcast. And once again, if you guys want any information on coaching, CoachBucket.com is where you want to go. Thank you guys for watching. Peace, late. Have a good rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching this, and we will see you again tomorrow.